are live. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Respect the Craft. This is episode number 117, and we are joined by the one Mantis. Good evening, sir. How's it going?
Good evening, Raymond. How you been? Thanks.
I'm doing good, man. I'm glad to
Yeah.
have you on here, finally to have a chat, as you have a lot of things going on right now, so it's
Yes.
time to finally sit down here.
Yes. It's my first
So,
one.
before,
First time.
oh,
So
there we go.
yeah.
I'm surprised that when I saw that, I saw your post earlier. I was like, I could have sworn by now you've done a few podcasts, but hey, it's always good to
No,
be
it's
the first.
my
So there we go.
yes.
It's
So
there we go. It's the podcasting debut here. But before I get into all the questions I do want to ask you, I have to ask a question I ask everyone that comes on. You heard the name of the podcast. It's called Respect the Craft. So when you hear that term, the craft, what does that mean to you?
the craft, exactly what it means. Respect the craft. Not only in just professional wrestling. It just if you don't respect your craft or your passion, then why are you doing it?
There you go. No, that's exactly it. And you've definitely been someone. That's why I wanted to have you on as well, because you're someone that's put in that work to definitely make sure you look the best going into your craft. And every time you go out there, you're showcasing that. So it's definitely been a ride to get to see that evolution. So let's talk a little bit about that. Because as always, I like to
Yeah.
do this, especially for people, especially once I knew this was your first. I'm like, okay, now we definitely have to talk about that evolution. So I did a little bit of research. I was like, okay, let's try to find the earliest picture I can. So let's
Oh
talk that evolution
God.
here.
Uh,
Let's
uh
go. Let's
okay.
go before the King of the Garden was a thing. Before all that, let's go from
Uh,
here. How do we evolve here? How do we get to the Mantis we know today? I
my
have to do it. I have to do a little bit of
WW days. Okay. I believe that photo was taken in, I would believe, that's actually my first championship I ever won. It was called the light heavyweight championship. Yeah. So during that time, my name was Mantis at the time too, but I was trying what I'm gonna do with this name and this character. So I was just really just trying to do it, make it like into fruition. So I wasn't sure what to do, and I didn't have that much guidance into the character. So I was researching the praying mantis, because when I used to be UW, that's it, right? WW, yeah. Um, they used to tell me, people like, you're so long limit, like that's before my name was Mantis. I'm like, oh, Mantis, I never heard of it. Oh, okay, I can see that somewhat of the resemblance. So I decided to call myself not, and Mantis is green and stuff. So I was trying to figure out the gear and what I'm going to catchphrases. So hail to Mantis, because the praying mantis is one of the strongest bugs in the world. So I was like, hail to Mantis. Yeah, the king of the garden. Okay, this can kind of work. Put two and two together, and here we are today, still
there
rocking.
you go. Gotcha. No, now
Yeah,
it makes sense a little more. Because for some reason I connect calling your matches, all that. I didn't connect praying mantis to the name. I was like, now it makes a lot more sense. Now it connects
yeah,
more. That's why the King of the Garden. Hey, now
yes,
it makes sense. There we go. We
yes.
got that full circle moment there.
Insect, basically the king, the god of the insect world, king of the garden. Hail to Mantis. So I was trying to go with that.
There you go. No,
As
definitely, and it's been
ridiculous as it
that.
sounds, I'm sure. Yeah,
Hey, it makes sense, and again, it's worked out for you, and you see the evolution of it. We've seen
yeah,
the different looks. We've seen how there's still those little instances there of it. You still see the green on you. You still see certain things. Well, you
yeah.
evolved a little more. Now we see sometimes you'll still hear the King of the Garden, but sometimes now you get the one Mantis. So how's that been for you? Because you've gotten to
So
have now a legend in the game as well. Julius Smokes behind you,
yeah.
part of the Vulture Squad as well.
So
That's been a thing. So how has that been
so
for you?
how
The
did
one character.
how it was TJ Marconi actually was like, okay, like he hates the name Mantis, by the way, but I'm so used to the name Mantis, my name. I think everyone would still call me Mantis, because you just like, I can't call you as a
I,
Mantis. Oh,
I,
I think so. The entire indie wrestling world knows me as Mantis. So altering change. It's like, oh snap, you not Mantis no more. So I don't. So, okay, we're gonna give you Julius Smokes, and we're gonna try to get you over and stuff. So apparently whatnot. So then Julius Smokes came in. Then from there, I was like, okay, I can't be this. Not an insect. He's not. He's a whole different person. So like, how I'm gonna. So I was like, let me just change my gear up first. Let me do that. I'm gonna keep the name, but let me change my gear up first. Mantis. Let me not act like Mantis. Just be someone else, but still have the name. So that's elemental with this the one, even though it's been a while. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, how I'm gonna get the garden, but be the one, because I'm with Smokes.
Gotcha.
Because it doesn't match. So I was. He's an amazing mentor, man.
No, I can
Taught me a
imagine
lot.
definitely getting
Yes.
to be able to balance that, to be able to balance both characters and have that one side of Mantis that is more true to what the character you developed, what you wanted it to be, and then now having this the one character. Then again, it's funny because as much as TJ's made the joke too that he loves, because let's be honest, it's true because we've had this convo. Your shoot name is a great wrestling name though. It is like
I've been Lavelle
it's like
Dunn. I would feel
like,
weird coming out to that. I don't know. 200 pounds. Lavelle Dunn. I'm like, what? I would turn off. Wait, huh?
You know what it is because you got used to you also got used to your name.
Yes.
You now it's the identity. It makes sense. But it's
hard.
like it does sound like a good wrestling name. But hey, again, I get it. This is what you know. I feel like it just rolls quicker as well, especially for anyone on commentary or just even your opponents to be like, okay, I'm wrestling Mantis tonight. It just flows. Just the name flows.
See, it's not actually a bad name. It's in the wrestling world, and they get over with it.
Hey, there you
No
go.
disrespect. The Undertaker. Come, even those names, like if they come out now, and to this day, you were like, oh wait, who's the? It sounds ridiculous, but it got over, right?
And that's been the best thing you've done is that you made you made the name have that meaning. You have it something people know the name Mantis. So it's like you did your work and you're keeping it going and keeping that evolution going. So that way when people see it, it's like, okay, this is still Mantis. No matter if it's the one, if it's the King of the Garden, it still has that meaning of this is Mantis though.
Exactly.
So and there we go. We got that comment there from the brother here, Coltrane, saying Mantis is wrestling's best kept secret. And I feel like it still is.
So much.
I feel like it still is at times because we've gotten to see you, especially a lot at the project, getting to see you at different shows. But I feel like you're still at that. You haven't even hit your peak level yet. I feel like because getting to see you these past few months, and you're still right there. It's about that moment where someone just gets to truly see what Mantis could do in that ring.
Comments about I'm talented, this, and I'm the best kept secret that. He's so good, but I'm because I've been hearing that since forever now, and I don't think I reached that level yet. I don't feel like I got an opportunity that I want yet. Like I haven't reached that pinnacle yet. Yeah, I do appreciate the comments and the compliments. I was like, you could keep them. I'm just saying.
Hey, there you go. But again, I can't wait to see where it continues. Because getting to see you, like, it's funny now that you guys are both in the project, are part of that faction. I feel like every time I've seen you and Nikolai share that ring, you guys just it's just flowing like water, truly. No pun intended to Nikolai, but you guys just have that perfect chemistry in there. And I feel like that shows why you guys truly are the future of the business here, because you guys just flow, and it's like this is where we're going with wrestling.
Yes, me and Nikolai White I really do enjoy wrestling and working with him. Every chance I get. Not only as opponents, it's just we just match together. Like the whole group is just like nothing's really perfect, but I think us four together is like, oh snap. It was meant to be. He's not alright, but we look like that. We belong together. I say.
Definitely. There you go. Here we go. We got another comment here. We got Casey Lycan in the chat saying, well, Mantis.
Oh, snap. Who's that again?
Casey Lycan from the Member of the Throne. That's a trio there.
I haven't seen that guy in 10 years. I don't know. Yes. Well.
There you go. Everyone's coming out because you're on the podcast here. But now let's start getting to this here because we're here as well because it is hashtag Dope Week because you will be representing hashtag Dope in less than 2 weeks, legit a week from tomorrow. It's going to be Civil War, so I wanted to bring you on as well to talk about your matchup because you'll be going head to head with Daniel Alexander here. So I wanted to get your thoughts going into this one. You'll be representing hashtag Dope. Your thoughts going in there against Daniel Alexander as he'll be representing Super Crazy in a week from tomorrow.
This is going to be one interesting matchup. But I've seen his clips. He's just all flash, the high flyer, the typical athlete. Worked and beat some of the best high flyers in the independent scene. Cage, Nikolai White, Montekia, Adian, B-Boy Low. And I've beaten them all. So I'm sure this won't be any different.
There you go. This is one of the reasons I definitely want me and Coltrane came together. Who do we want to have represent? It was perfect. We needed the one. That was it. We needed the one to be a part of the team there. There's a reason. If you want guaranteed victories, you got to have the one there. So there you go.
Yes.
So let's also start talking about that as well. With the one, the King of the Garden here. So let's talk about who are some people that you still haven't gotten to face, because you talked about people you've defeated. Who are some people that you still haven't gotten to face yet that are on your radar that you would like to face? Again, the year's young still. So 2023 is still just starting up. So who's on the radar of Mantis here?
To ring with, from the top of my head, Evander James, I would love to scrap in the ring with. No Luck is right, his name right. He's one of them. Jay Bougie. Little fact, we came from the same view.
There you go.
Those are the top three. To name a few so far else.
Gotcha. There you go. No, definitely.
I would like to work with everyone if I can. I don't really have a specific person I would like to work with, but yeah, those are to name a few.
So. Oh, gotcha, right there, and those are three names right there. Definitely, You've seen Vander's another one that's been changing around. He's been evolving, so he's someone I definitely would like to see how you guys go because your styles definitely are ever changing. It's never the same style. If you go to two different shows, you're not going to see the same style match each time. So definitely would love to see that. Nolo's another one who's his style I feel like is very it's unpredictable as well. And then Bougie, that would be interesting to see how just so promos will go. Because Bougie likes to talk. So I know just the promo alone before the match will be
he talks too much.
Will be one to hear. Here we go. I knew Coltrane was gonna say it as well. You always gotta throw that in there as well. Ahmed Johnson. He just wants everyone to fight Ahmed Johnson. He just wants everyone to have a match with Ahmed Johnson. Coltrane is just gonna book a gauntlet of like, okay, everyone, the best on the indies have to face Ahmed Johnson.
I personally don't know stories. I've been hearing about him that no one like that guy, and there must be some truth to it.
I don't know. I've never heard any bad about Ahmed, but it's wrestling, so you never know at times. Sometimes, the nicest looking could be
I heard that he hurt people in the ring and got a bad attitude. I don't know him personally, so I can't judge him.
There you go. So let's start talking a little bit about this because you mentioned it earlier, and I showed the championship there. So how was that for you getting to? We had to show it again there. Training under Johnny Rodz there. How was that for you? Because when we think of Johnny Rodz, we think of the WWE Hall of Famer there, a man that's a lot of, especially now in the tri-state, you hear the people he's trained. You think of like the Jorge Santis, you think of the Mashas, you think of just a list of competitors here, including yourself. So how is that for you, learning under one of the wisest minds when it comes to professional wrestling?
It's been amazing to this day. He has taught me into the ring. Like, never do too much to like get into you, invest into your match. So that's one thing I basically respect what you do. He's very old school. Just got from Johnny. Less is more. Perception is
There
reality.
you go. There you go. No, you definitely see that in the ring because you're definitely one of those that you allow those moments to breathe in there. It's not one of those of just like, okay, let's move on to the next. It's letting the match flow and have that time in there to actually make things count. So that's always the best when you
Yes.
get a matchup like
Yes. Let the crowd took
so.
one ping pong to the next. Just take your time.
There
Slow
you
down.
go.
Down. My whole time there. I was so fast. Used to be like bing, bing, bing. So relax. Take your time.
I feel like that's usually when you, especially
Yes.
everyone wants to feel like, oh, I got to get to this now, got to get to this next. Especially because I was the same when I first started training. It was the same. Like, you
Yeah.
want to get in there, just do whatever you want to do. For like, okay, we got to get to this. It's like,
Yeah.
let it breathe, slow down.
Remember,
No one wants to slow it down first.
you're not performing for yourself. You're performing for the paying audience. Boom. They're not going to see everything. This is something
There you go, definitely.
Matt Striker taught me too. Matt Striker said, right, you're not going to go 80 miles on the regular block. You're going to go like 30 so everyone can see it. So that's what you want. That's what I taught.
There you go. No, that makes
That
sense. And
analogy
again,
matters.
it adds to that. It adds to,
Yes.
again, letting them be able to see something. I had this when I had the combo with Santi this week as well, and he was talking about allowing the crowd to even be able to see it no matter what kind of seat they're in, be able to understand what's going on, be able to tell
Yes.
that story. If it's someone all the way in the cheap seats, if it's someone front row, have them be able to get that imagery. So doing it as slow as you can, making it mean more. So there you go.
Yes.
So now let's go to this because this has been something I feel like you've also been very selective where you're going. So let's talk about, is there places you do still want to make that mark in this year? Because now we're seeing more places open up, especially now post pandemic. Is there any companies you're looking to finally take the King of the Garden to and claim that territory?
Well, I would like to perform more in the West Side. I have in Angeles. I would like to go over there. Basically, branch out more out the country, rest of the country. But I want to go to like more different countries, like India, Australia, Mexico, like top 4 places, stuff like that.
There you go. That's definitely that's a list right there,
Yeah.
and especially that Mexico definitely is something that always intrigues me just to be able to get that true lucha libre cultura there. That'd be
Yes,
nice.
exactly.
See how
Yes.
the one fares over there.
Yes. A good base, so I think I will feel well in Mexico.
There you go. Oh, definitely. I feel like especially with the style of especially how you got into the business, the style you were training under, especially at the beginning, I feel like you'll definitely fare well and again, you'll feel almost at home there. So
Yes. Yep.
there you go. So let's ask about that as well, because we got to where you were training and the development of where you are now. What was it that drew your attention to want to actually be a part of the business? Because I feel like we all found that moment where it's like we're fans of it, but what was it that made you make that jump? That no, this is something you actually want to do and get involved into.
You want to start all the way from the beginning, but everyone got this. But mine is basically the same thing. I grew up watching with my grandmother, and I got love. But I don't think I want to be a wrestler at that moment. At 5 or 6, around a little bit before I graduated high school, found I was looking at wrestling schools randomly. Just okay, let me see, and I saw Rods. So I went to Johnny Rods. It was closer to me, and he was like, "Okay, 2 years old. Come back in 2 years, and I will give you. We come back in 2 years. Talk to me, and we get you signed up." So that was me trying to imitate his voice. So failed, but yeah, I think that sparked my interest. Around 16, no, I'm going to pursue wrestling while I'm in school at the same time. So that's what happened.
Gotcha.
Still grinding.
There you go.
Still pursuing it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I know, and that's the best thing to hear especially that hunger is still there from even wanting to do it early on. Like with New York Indies, it's like okay, you got to wait till at least 18 to make sure you're good. But it's like having that interest even at a younger age. That's like I want to do this. I'm serious about actually getting into it. So that's what I wanted to know because it's like we all find that moment that's like yeah when we're like usually it's 4 or 5 around there. You find it. You just like when you're a fan of it, it's instant like, oh, I love this. But it's like when you truly actually have that true development, and it's like, I
Yeah.
actually want to do this. That's where it's like, okay, what is it that sparked it? So there
Yeah.
you go.
That was me.
There you go. I know. Now I have to ask for you, especially because we make it there. We make it to actually starting the training and all that. What was it for you? What was if it match or just moment that once you already are a wrestler, that it was like that it made you feel this is the right path here. This is truly I want to stay doing this.
Honestly, I don't know. I just really enjoyed training, and then the matches was getting better. I was like, I really love this. I don't know. I've considered it like a drug. It's just like this is just an addiction. Get off, but it's just I truly loved it. I don't know. I just kept coming. And I used to go. It was 4 days. I just kept going. Thousands of bumps, rolls. Yeah, it was just I don't know. I think that's
No, it's
what's
all
this.
good. Again, I
I
just
really
asked that
don't
wanted to
know.
see because I always make sure it's like, hey, if there is that one moment that's like it clicks, or even if it's a match, it's like this was it. Like it just felt right. It's like you know what, this is what I love. That's it. It goes.
I think is that adrenaline from the crowd, maybe. Love that feeling coming out. Booze, chairs, whatever. Just you could just be who you are, like just be you without knowing your personal life. For that 10 minutes, that's just your life. That's your world right there. So I think that's the addiction. Why, like, oh
There you go. No, no,
God, I
definitely.
love this.
There you go. That's great. And I feel like that's usually the
if you,
comparison there. It's always like you get that reaction, and it's like you just want to hear more. If
yeah,
it's the boos, if it's the cheers, it's like
yeah,
it's that feeling that just grabs you, it gravitates. That's like
yeah.
I want to hear more of it. I want to get it again. It's like
if you
it
sim-
gets you through it because
yeah, if you simplify it, I think most the same. Like the reason why is that you travel all these hours and put in all this work, and then you just want to do it over again. It's just I don't know what it is. It's just
oh,
just an
there you
amazing
go.
feeling.
And that's a great part of it. And again, guys, if you haven't already, get your ticket to see him do what he loves next week. It will be next
Yeah.
Saturday, 1-on-1. It's Mantis versus Daniel Alexander. You get to see the King of the Garden. Well, that's the question too. Which side are we going to see next weekend? Are we seeing the King of the Garden show up? Are we seeing the one show up? Who are we seeing that night against Daniel Alexander?
We will see the one.
Okay, we're gonna
No
see the
King of the
one that
Garden.
night.
The
Okay.
one, yes. We see the one. Yeah.
Okay, I'm asking because I know Daniel Alexander has almost that switch as well. Sometimes he's coming out with puppets, and then sometimes he has a little more of a flashier style to him. So I was trying to see what side are we going to see from either
I
both of you.
going to going to assume that he's coming out with. I mean, it would be to his best interest to do that.
Yeah.
He might have a chance if he do that. This is not a game show. So
There you go. Again, it's going to
I'm
be.
sure he's been watching my clips and stuff. He's seen like I am no slouch either, so he better come with his flash. That's just he has a chance there if he does that.
Hey, you better come ready because again, you've
Yeah,
shown in that ring you're able to do it. If it's technical wise, if it's putting that strength to use, picking up the
yeah.
guy's size of like TJ Marconi, you've picked up on your arms. You've done a lot in that ring, so it shows. No matter what you need to
Yep.
do, you get it done. So I hope Daniel
Mm-hmm.
Alexander is ready. From what I was told, he's actually coming on Monday, so we get to hear his side of the story. I'll be having him on the
Okay.
podcast. I'll hear what he thinks of what you've done in this career so far, and hear if he's ready, if he knows what to expect from the one next Saturday. So we'll
Yes.
get to see that. But Mantis, I don't want to take up
Mm-hmm.
too much more of your time here because you are a busy guy. So I have one final question I have to ask, and that is for Mantis, what is the end goal?
The end goal. No matter what I did in my career, know that I had passion. I had passion for the. I would say that. Like, okay, Mantis, he had passion. He loved it. I want.
There you go.
I want.
That's great. And then again, I feel like that's been the
Yes.
theme of this is definitely hearing that you have that just genuine love for it, that genuine respect for the craft. No pun intended to the title, but you definitely have that. It's been
Yeah.
something a part of it. So definitely it adds more to truly who is Mantis, who is the king of the garden, who is the one. So definitely thank you again for joining me here. It's been a
Yes. Thank
pleasure
you so
having this
much.
conversation. For everyone watching,
And
please don't forget to follow Mantis, keep up with his career here. Here's his social handles. Links will also be in the description down below, but also link to the tickets. Get your tickets to be there next Saturday. See Mantis in action and so much more because it is a stacked afternoon show as well. It's an early show, so come out, enjoy wrestling, and then hey, you still have the rest of the day to do whatever as well. But Mantis, thank you so
exactly.
much for joining me here. It's been a pleasure. I
Thank
hope
you,
you
Tony.
enjoyed as well. So to
You
everyone
too.
else watching, thank you so much. And as always, don't forget to be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people, respect the craft, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.